Vance, North Carolina, which is just outside of Salem, western, in between Charlotte and Raleigh.
Okay.
In Piedmont, just east of the hills. When you get up into the Blue Ridge and whatever,
Yeah.
come down the mountain 50 miles from the front of the hill.
Okay. Yeah. I lived in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yep. Greenville's, 2.5 hours. It's an hour and a half to the side of Charlotte. And his brother, his brother lives in Charlotte. One of the boys is in the Charlotte area, and one's out here. And
That's where Wake Forest is, right?
was Wake Forest 40 years. Wake Forest. Greenville started, but both is kind of it's changed. Long ago we.
That was a long time ago. That was like fifth grade.
I got you.
But yeah, it's really changed. The whole downtown area. I've seen a lot of things. I really like living there.
How long have you been here?
We've been here 29 years. Before that, we worked 11 years at Freed Harbor.
That's what, I think Dan probably shared, this is kind of our home. My dad grew up in Bell,
Okay.
so my grandfather was in Jackson as a rail damage freight agent, Gulf, Mobile, and Ohio Railroad, which is north and south.
Yes.
Dan and Kate kind of moved back to the one part of our family sort of home base. Kind of crazy. 80, 90 years ago.
Yeah.
Up on North Highland Avenue down. It was kind of crazy to realize that when we came here as grandkids, I came here as grandkids 60 years ago, 65 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jackson's changed. Bells and Alamo haven't changed much.
Yeah. Crockett County is still kind of a lot of cotton. What's that Bell's plant? Bell's factory. Mill. That cotton mill. Bell's. Yeah.
They still do that.
No, it's been torn down. That whole, I guess whoever owned it, built a community all around, a self-sustaining community.
Like so many.
Yeah, for their workers. And, all the streets are all in grids, and they've got post office, barber shop, everything kind of neat.
Yeah. So what do they do now that they don't have?
It's really just kind of South Jackson now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's the mill is maybe a historical. There's a museum maybe there.
Oh.
But it's like A, B, C, and D Street, and 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Huh.
Mingle for you.
Milltown. West Virginia, Tennessee, Appalachia.
Yeah.
They have that big suite that's up now. Like all the frozen food manufacturing.
They have
Yeah, that's Bell's.
Yeah.
Always one thing with the other.
Yeah. Big Sweet's a pretty big operation.
In Jackson, yesterday where we worked with the Boys and Girls Club was across from the Pringles factory. Which is
Yeah.
That's huge.
Jackson's claim to fame, around the world is
Yeah.
Pringles.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that cheese and Pringles were other products. Those cheeses and one other.
Yeah.
Pringles was in Jackson.
Yeah.
That fact.
It was, when we moved here, it was Procter & Gamble. Now it's Kellogg.
Oh,
She's
So it was
trying to
Procter,
drop them off last
so
week.
we
She
had a
had
neighbor, and they were both, they both retired as Procter & Gamble.
Yeah.
How did you end up in Jackson? And they have several homes they'll travel between.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, we just love it. So that makes sense that,
Yeah, it was also Procter & Gamble, I guess. Kellogg
Yeah.
bought it.
okay.
Goodness.
So this adopted college student, do y'all know, is this like a free Hardman student, or are these previous Campbell Street kids that?
It's just,
Might be some of both.
it's, some of them are free Hardeman, but it's just previous students that are in.
So it's old Campbell Street kids that have gone off.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them, I mean, they're free Hardeman, the students that worship here can put their name in. and
Gotcha,
do that.
gotcha.
But also kids of, like, our kids. were in.
Right. Okay. No,
Morning.
we were joking because so Dan's aunt and uncle adopted in college, and that's kind of how we started. I mean, we had family connections, so that's kind of how we started. Well, then once we started, like that, it went like pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my best friend jokes that she kept because that's how we met. Kept Dan.
So where's y'all, y'all went to school together?
We went to Oklahoma Christian.
We're all Oklahoma Christian
OC,
grads.
yeah.
Okay.
And you know, it's church is a wonderful family community. Her grandparents were elders at the church. Her dad preached, and they were super good friends. And it's
And we were-
tangled web that we weave.
It is with the Church of Christ. You always know. You always,
You always try connection.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
7 degrees.
and it's not hard.
No, it's not hard.
Yeah, because the whole freedom part, our sort of family of Oklahoma Christian was kind of our thing, and especially our case with Pepperdine, just kind of North Carolina, California.
Yeah.
That was because my buddy from Oklahoma Christian had become EVP and now president at Pepperdine, and so you know, when we went out to visit, they first son got real, got schmoozed, and
Yeah.
Dan sort of stuck with the normalcy and went to Oklahoma Christian.
Yeah.
But and then the sweetheart, you got a family connection, sweetheart. Most of the Hansteins were here presently. So
Yeah.
we got everything from Florida College to Sweetheart, Oklahoma Christian, Pepperdine,
Yeah.
and ACU. We got her cousin ran the investment in ACU for a while.
Yeah.
And then we go to church. We'll go to church. Most of the kids from church and go to Harvard.
Yeah.
So
You got it all.
got them there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've had at least one year ago.
It's a great city. Like it's a good. I'm surprised the campus isn't or the school hasn't grown. Because, like Oklahoma City is really
It's a, yeah, it really
compared
is.
to like Alabama,
Yeah.
or you know,
Yeah. That got like a river walk downtown.
it's huge. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a good small city, or it's a good big small city for everyone.
Yeah.
They can right now.
Yeah.
But
I've never been to the campus. But
Well, it's like they have a really good church, like campus is huge, but it's a very good big church.
yeah.
I'd be nervous when we're not, but even like the street partners, you know, like the street partners start calling one long day.
Yeah. Industry turns hard. But a lot of students go to that's just because it's not that far away. And then there's a lot of smaller churches that kind of like really embrace college students and feed them.
Yeah, that's always, that always helps. You always know where the food.
Yeah, there was a little church in Bethel Springs. They would have maybe once have a thing on Sunday night chat.
Oh, we love our
Yeah. Good.
Everyone show up.
Good stuff. Yeah. Everybody get a ride. Let's go.
How are you?
Sitting on the left now. I get that right.
Which one is it?
Much about right and left, didn't you?
Everybody just try to be like Jesus.
Yeah. Complicating things.
One in the back.
Everybody's still doing good.
I mean, it's.
Doing good school.
We are last Friday, Saturday. We had football games, 3 soccer games, and then youth birthday party, and then the FHU soccer games.
How long is
Really 4 soccer games. And we both coach a team, and so
Be on board.
or you can't skip it. You can't be like,
You got the early, you got to stay
You gotta stand up,
yeah. But
make decisions.
now soccer season's over.
keep up with 2 set down points, 2 set down twice.
That's so hard.
For me, with the under 6-year-olds, it's just trying to get a couple of kids to be willing to go on the field.
Stay on the field.
Yeah. Some kids are just there for snack or just
Yeah.
run around.
Playground after.
Yeah.
So that was the last day of that. Now we just have football.
Which we are not coaching. So that's
2 months
great.
past, like,
You just show up to that.
Football just started.
This was their 4th game.
They're
They're 20.
Okay.
How many we talking?
So they're not.
So they're like.
Starting days.
I mean, yesterday or the other day, you knew Sean Alexander is played football for Alabama years ago. Played in the
They played
NFL.
the Seahawks later on.
Yeah, yeah. They just had their 12. They've been married and had 12 children. Old married. Some of them, like their family's an extended family.
Yeah.
You've got generations in the same family.
Yes. When you, I mean, and so, at some like Brody won't be in our house, you know, for a lot of his core growing up here. But as a lot of your kids grow up, you won't, you grow up, their older siblings grow up.
Well, yeah, but you usually are. But like, I can't remember Caleb, but I still feel like, whatever. Well, I don't have
You need to take this class if you are interested in going to college.
Hey, you're on. It's real bad.
You're right. My cousin, when I was 17, I went to coming home. Got 2 more sisters. Yeah. What's funny is that most of little Sorrel plans, the most so went to a family reunion one time. My family, you know, no, yeah, but all his siblings and their children Hispanic. All right. Good to see everybody. Thank y'all so much for being here. We're going to start class like we've been starting class in Deuteronomy chapter 6. You want to go ahead and turn to that? We'll read that together. Deuteronomy chapter 6 is the Shema. It's a prayer that many Jews today still recite twice, 3 times a day. I think this fits really well with what we're trying to accomplish in this class. So let's read Deuteronomy. Let's read it together. Deuteronomy chapter 6, verses 4 through 7. 4 through 7. All right. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength. These commandments that I give you today are to be on your hearts. Impress them on your children. Talk about them when you sit at home, and when you walk along the road, when you lie down, and when you get up. We'll stop there. Okay, so when you think about this, there's several things again stand out, and we're going to talk about it every week because I think it's that important. Like it begins by acknowledging who God is, and it begins by us loving God with all of our hearts. Like we can't share that with our children if we don't have that ourselves. And so we're going to love the Lord our God with all our heart, our soul, our strength. And these commandments, these commandments of God, the reality of who God is, we're going to impress them on our children. We're not just going to, tell them. We're going to make sure that they understand it and grasp that. And so we're going to impress that. And we're going to do that in many ways, but one way is we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about Him. We're going to talk about His commandments. We're going to talk about who He is, who God is, when we sit at home, when we walk along the road, when we lie down, and we get up. And so far, we've been talking about when you get up, your morning routine. And we talked about when you lie down, your bedtime routine, which, again, these are 4 rhythms that are built into every schedule every day. So let's just take advantage of those. And today, we're going to start talking about when you sit at home, which we're going to kind of talk about that as being mealtime. That's an important time. So let me start with and we've done this many times, but let's continue to do it. Introduce yourself and your children, their names and ages, and then tell us, what is your mealtime routine like today? No, no judgment here. But I feel like do you have a routine? It's got to be pretty crazy sometimes with sports and whatever. But for those of you that have younger children too, what's your present mealtime routine? Sound good? All right, let's go this way, Jack. Okay.
I'm in charge of mealtime. Jackson Caleb, 5-year-old, 4-year-old, and a 1-year-old. Bedtime, I was like, not too good. Mealtime, pretty good for us. Depends on the season. Like right now, if we have a sport going on, that messes up mealtime a lot. But for the most part, we came from 2 very strict, you just take every night families. And so we have always, even before kids, majority of the time, and thanks, you're new kids. But do that. We eat together most times. And he gets home pretty late sometimes, so it would be easier for me just to feed the kids, us eat when they get home. But really, the kids don't like, if we ever do have to do that, play soccer or something to get out the door, they don't like that. Like, they want to wait Daddy together, alone, kids, all that. But the kids enjoy it. That's when they're the most talkative about the day. I don't really want to talk on the way home. Been overstimulated all day. They don't really want to talk on the way from school, and if they talk on the way, he misses it. So they're barely talking about their day. Best part of the day, the worst part of the day. they ask him what he did at work every day, which was the same answer. And he's like, I work. It's like I went to work, and Blake will say, "What'd you do at work?" She makes him elaborate on what he did at work.
That's really good to notice that, like, different points in the day, like, there's different opportunities. Like, the opportunities you have in the morning are probably not the same opportunities that you have at mealtime or at night. They're each unique opportunities. So when they're talkative, our kids did talk. So if you got some talkative moment, opportunity, you better take care of it. Take advantage.
Jeffrey and Ashley Clifford. We have Maisie and Caroline. Maisie's supporting Caroline's too. Our meals are a little bit different than they used to be, just because we just moved houses. The new house we moved to as an island. So we used to sit around the table. Now we just kind of sit around the island, and Caroline, for some reason, stands in her stool to sit down. But I mean, yeah.
I would say dinner at our house is survival every night.
It's like a new revelation.
Every night. They don't eat. They don't like to eat. So it's just, if you can get 3 bites in, it's a win. No matter what we've made, it's just like, it feels like fun. They just really.
I'm Kate. This is Dan. We have 3 kids. I feel like this question is very triggering. This is like the only part I feel like that I really fail at. Dan, we never know when he's coming in, what he's doing. I mean, ours is really survival, but you're going to eat that same thing probably 4 times that week until it is gone. What would you? Yeah. We're usually running between things, so it's no one's really talking about mealtime. It is like we eat to live. That's the situation.
Okay. We have 5 children. They're in their 40s. Not all of us.
At least on Charlie Branch.
Not all of us. Yeah, we're Dan's parents. So same situation. Charlie was always during meal times. In the morning he was gone. Of course, the kids even got up usually. Lunchtime, of course, they were school. When they were younger, a little easier to have a kind of routine, breakfast, lunch, and supper. But as they got older, were involved in sports, and we were coming and going. And just at that point, it's not already. And so it was crazy, even in the evenings, to sit down and have a family meal, because there was always someone doing something, soccer or something. Usually our weekends better focused because he was home. We had church together, and so we had more family time. So meal times weren't always, together times for us, like it was, like you're saying. You were saying, my parents, 5 o'clock, we were together no matter what, to have them together. Very different in our house.
So we've maintained the ritual of prayer.
Yeah.
That's still a very constant. I think as parents, as you do that, you do it as your parents and you find it.
I think too, people's schedules are so busy. I know several families here, like Sunday, like that lunch, that people come together. And then maybe a few times they're all together.
Really, during the week we eat together. I'd say sit at the table.
three.
That's good.
Just really is not.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really true about the chapter in the book. If you ever read that, go back and read it. Like he does a great job of just, okay, you spilled that, don't put it up. But, you know.
We
Yeah, never be perfect. Okay.
eater. It's so we took it to Christmas. And we do
And eat at the table now and then. It's not consistent. Also, it's a challenge.
It was pretty good. She sees like that's your get her to eat it. And it's yeah. Usually a she doesn't do it. We'll be it's
Pretty much every. It's pretty.
Johnson. Because news like this year, there's this, and so I'm like, you ready to go? You're ready. Here we go. And is concerned about my I guess you tell me.
Ryan and Abby are 14, 11, 11, 7, and 6 this week. We've only ever had one choking incident that I'm aware of. And so, like, all the beers, so, you know, it seems like a low probability. Breakfast is, I don't want breakfast, but breakfast is. Dinner times are sometimes really not. And I grew up like we would eat between like 5:12 and 5:15. Like we're all like waiting on like at 5:10. Like I mean, it's like we just sat down at the same time every time. Dad would start stations like funeral home. Those would start at 5 p.m. It's like he would do like the 4:30 to 5 like with family and then leave. We were like 10 minutes from the funeral home or 5 or however. So we ate at the same time. Always had like it's like a structured meal, and I don't remember any conversations that were ever had during the entire process, but there's gonna be had every. But we don't have that structure. Ours is loud. I used to get worked up about all the spills and messes and things. I'm just. Abby was, somebody said something about like not trying to have real conversation. I still try to, and it's problematic.
We have really busy seasons, so we try to capitalize. If there's like one day a week, where it's like we don't have to be anywhere this night, like, or we don't have to be anywhere till 6 or whatever. Like, let's have a real meal. Sometimes it's one.
I think that the gathering the most stressful meals of the entire week. I know it's neat we do that, but it's like it is so crazy, so crazy. But it's inexpensive.
We built the whole corral now. We're trying.
I
Got
feel,
fencing now.
I feel a lot better about the gathering than like 3 years ago because kids are pulled up. But yeah,
It is stressful.
Our kids like it.
Yeah.
That's the best meal because you're not in charge of it.
Yeah.
I think as long as I'm not in charge, I think it's great.
And I just try to think about it.
Yeah.
I'll let Mr. Danny worry about
But
it.
yeah.
Nice flooring and fences.
We're doing all we can do.
It's great.
Bring it in the side. All right. We all picked up on what we're doing. Talking about mealtime. What's your
So
mealtime
I'm
like?
Stephanie and this is Adam. We have 4 kids. Mealtime for us, it is very, very late. I will have a tailspin if there's not at least one day a week that we're at the table, regardless of what that looks like. I don't know why I've built that so much in my brain, but I feel like our family fall apart if we don't all sit down at the table. I guess because it's been preached so much. So like that's like in my that we have to sit down at least one night a week and have dinner together. And like it's not most of the time, but we get through it, and we're trying. I used to be like you eat what I fix or you starve, and that is your option. And I am definitely not like that anymore. It's usually just me and Adam eating what I fixed. But if you're going to eat something different, then you can fix it. So that's kind of what it was like to us. And with the new one, we're still introducing like our food to her, and that's
The new one.
the youngest, I should say. So she's still kind of
We're going to get a chip Monday.
we're still trying to figure out like she's a very picky, which most of my kids were not, and so I am like I don't know what to do with someone that just eats chicken and fish sticks.
Fish sticks.
Fish sticks. Yeah. So we're figuring that out. But
We're special.
yeah, she is eating now, which is great.
Food in general.
That's what. And breakfast is every man for himself.
Normally chocolate muffins in a bag.
So I wanted to show the first 11 minutes of this video about mealtime, and then next week I want to go to the chapter on mealtime. So if you haven't read it, you've got another week to read it. It's an easy read, but it's really good. I think it's really good. And some of this will overlap, but I think it's all good. So this will take us to the end of class. Yeah. we'll stop there. All of this and more is in the chapter. So check that out, and let's go to the chapter next week and look at this a little more about mealtime. All right. Thanks so much. Go get your kids.
Just came here.
I'm still waiting.
Can we watch these videos?
Yeah, you have access to all these videos in the study guide.
This is not last week because I'm going back to in October. So that's why I wanted to double check.
Yeah, in the study guide book, there's a
That link, okay.
do the study. Yeah, there's a link. Yeah.
Thank you. This is good. Good. Can we travel these? Yes, please. Move